In the early days of the COVID-19 lockdown, people grappled with a new reality of isolation and uncertainty. The silence was the hardest part for Emily, a young woman living alone in her small apartment. She worked from home, barely stepping outside except for the occasional grocery run. Her only connection to the outside world was through her phone and laptop. One evening, Emily was scrolling through social media when she stumbled upon a local community group post. Someone had written about strange occurrences in their building, unexplained noises, flickering lights, and a pervasive sense of being watched. Emily brushed it off as paranoia, a symptom of prolonged isolation. A few nights later, she was jolted awake by a loud thud. Heart pounding, she listened intently but heard nothing more. She convinced herself it was just her imagination and went back to sleep. The next morning, she found a small, dusty handprint on her window. It was on the inside. Over the next week, the disturbances escalated. She heard faint whispers through the walls, and objects in her apartment seemed to move on their own. Her sense of unease grew, but she had no one to turn to. Her friends dismissed her concerns as stress-induced hallucinations. One night, Emily decided to document the strange occurrences. She set up her phone to record while she slept, hoping to capture evidence of the disturbances. When she reviewed the footage the next day, her blood ran cold. In the dark, grainy video, she could see a shadowy figure standing at the foot of her bed, watching her sleep. Terrified, she contacted the building manager, who reluctantly agreed to check the security footage from the hallways. What they found was chilling. A man had been sneaking into her apartment through a maintenance hatch that connected to the attic space. He would watch her while she slept, moving around her apartment undetected. The police were called, and they quickly apprehended the man. He was a former tenant who had lost his job and his home due to the pandemic. Desperate and mentally unstable, he had been living in the building's crawl spaces, entering apartments when the occupants were asleep or away. Emily moved out immediately, unable to shake the feeling of being watched. The trauma of her ordeal stayed with her long after the man was caught. In the quiet of her new home, every creak and rustle made her heart race, a stark reminder of the silent scream she had lived through during the lockdown.